Hey guys, welcome back. MTG Moxman here. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Here to catch up on a little news today. Wizards of the Coast updated their ban announcement, and Field of the Dead is no longer playable, and they got rid of Astrolabe, whatever. But yeah, Field of the Dead being gone, supposedly it was using a lot of play tournament space up with its deck format, which relied on counter decks having to be very heavy in planeswalkers, even to stand a chance, which I talked about on this channel before, where I said every time I faced those decks that kept multiplying them, I had to board wipe some planeswalkers that could deal with it, or I had no chance. Now, that said, sorry, I got a little bit of a shading issue right here. That's right. As I had said before, guys, these things happen. It wasn't a super expensive card, thank goodness, that got banned, which didn't ruin the price. But because that was the only ban announcement, and Mox Opal and stuff didn't get touched, that means Mox Amber will continue to stay strong going forward for those of us who are watching Magic, playing Magic, and enjoying investing in Magic. All right, now keep that in mind, because you may even see it start creeping up again from its kind of steady pace right now. And that's because it will be playable. We know for the foreseeable future, it's not going to lose any ground to ban announcements or cards it relies on being banned, which is amazing for those of us who have collected that card. Number two, the Time Twister sold. All right, not on eBay. It did not sell on eBay. One of our viewers, Ventric, a buddy of mine, I told him I'd mention it, and he has decided to purchase the card from me. So it is what it is. It's gone. It's already left the door, as it were, and it's gone to a great home. So it couldn't go to a better person. Way to go. It is what it is, guys. I'm sorry. And I did have some offers, and I told you guys that about some of the spoof accounts that can try to do it. And there was a couple of hundred views watching this card, so people were interested, and people were kind of timing to see how it would go. But it's gone. As well as I sold my M10 box I had on eBay. That sold today too. I guess some of the cards in there, maybe one of them, because that sold pretty fast too. And we'll see what other cards move in the next few months. But I thought, guys, let you know and keep you updated on how things are progressing. So put that aside over here. Next up, I remembered to bring my cards home from up at the cottage. So as I said before, I don't mess with the packs in here when I open these, but there is quite a few cards. Like I gotta get all the Kenriths put away for me, and a lot of the other cards have to go into binders. Oko and all those kind of guys, as well as Questing Beast and a few others, have got to hit the right spot. But it's good that it's home. I know where it is. Didn't lose my cards. Kept track of it, and I know what's going on. Also, something came in the mail. Now, this actually came on Friday, but I didn't have a chance to do a video on it yesterday when I got home. So I thought I would save it for today and just kind of add this into the mix, as it were. I think it's from Canada. It's from Windsor, Ontario. So let's see what this bad boy is. Although you guys probably have a good idea what I got, because you guys know what I was buying up to that point. Oh, look, it's more Karns. So we've talked about this before, how I've been picking up more Karns. To be honest, I thought it was Mox Amber. But this makes sense, because I have been buying a lot of this card as well. I believe it's underpriced, and I will continue to grab some whenever I see them cheap and carry it forward. I don't know how many I bought from this guy. I think his were $8 a pop. Yeah. So I paid $24 for 3. That's basically the price of 1 Mox Amber. Now imagine this card goes up in the next year or two, back up to its 50-60 range. Imagine how much profit that is, guys. It's a sick amount of money for very, very little risk. And you put that with the other, 30 or 40 of them, and my number continues to grow. And it's costing me, I'll be honest, it's not costing me anything, right? You make the odd sale here or there of your other stuff, and it forwards your profit. Remember I told you before, though, half goes back into Magic, half goes into your pocketbook. The original investment comes home. The rest can now be reinvested. And when I look at these cards, although it'll have a price on it, it'll say N. N for nil. It didn't cost me anything. Whenever I have an N stature on any of my ledgers when I do stuff, that means the cards didn't cost me anything. Okay? An example being, hold on, just grab this. See this binder? Hope you guys can see this. I'm kind of flipping fast, but to give you a point of it, this is a nil binder. So everything in here, right? I've been picking up some Some of these are in play sets of 4. I know I shouldn't be doing it, but I have enough space. So these cards all in here, right? These are all nil. They have no cost. They're mine. And because they're mine, there's no cost associated with them, so I don't have to pay anything. I can take this and put it purely back into Magic because the cost of it has been paid for already. I don't have a bill attached to myself for these. Some cards will say what I paid, and then when I sell it, I've got to reimburse myself for my initial costs. And sometimes I even take a little extra depending on how my life is going. But for the most part, you get to keep this stuff, right? Which is awesome. Very, very cool. But not always. So if I have a binder that's nil, or cards that are nil, if it's nil, it means I own it. It's been paid for already. Other cards have already purchased it, and that purchasing power now gets put forward. So if I sold everything in that binder, all that money will go right back into Magic. It just goes right back in. But right now, it's of course reserve list, restricted cards, stuff like that. So I keep it because I don't need to sell it. It's been paid for well over 48 months by now, and it can just sit there on the books and let it sit. Where cards like this, I have to move because I have to pay actual bills, and they're not small purchases. That's a large purchase, so that has to be put back toward paying down my car in this case. It's got to go back toward the car, pay the car down. Eventually, when that car's paid off, the interest from those payments is what, again, is nil money. I can take that interest payment of, let's say, $100 a month in interest I was paying on my line of credit. That now $100, that's a box of Magic. That's a reserve list. That's a Sarah Sanctum every month, right? Because it was money that was being tied up in interest payments. Now that interest isn't being paid, it just sits there. And I can use that for other things if I choose to do that. So I think that's something to keep in mind, guys, is when you have credit card payments, you have other bills, and you want to purchase Magic and stuff, if you didn't have payments on your credit card, you would have that money available to yourself to go forward and buy some of the cards that you're after. And that's not always the case. Yes, I chop my hair off, by the way, for those of you who watch the videos this long. I'm back to short hair. And the beard will start coming in soon because it's winter time. So, I mean, well, not winter yet here in Canada, but it's getting colder, so I tend to start growing it now so I can have it for when it's cold up there in a couple of months. All right? But keep that in mind with your cards. Those prices, what you pay, 50 cents back to you. 50%, not 50 cents. 50% goes back to you. 50% is put forward into the next investment. Especially when you clear up a large amount, right? You need to take that money, invest it wisely in the cards you believe will go up. That's easier said than done sometimes. That's why I have my gut. My gut tells me things, guys, and that's what carries my purchases forward. And I'm telling you right now, my gut's telling me Karn. Think about the other Karn, right? And this guy still gives you card advantage. There's no denial with him. I admit you're not like wiping a permanent off the board, but your ability to search for cards, go forward and maybe go after a card you really want, or cycle through a deck quickly, as well as make creatures, automatons to help you out. It's pretty powerful stuff, guys. It's something really to keep in mind going forward, is the card's usability. It's just been overshadowed right now. There's other cool things catching people's eyes. And when Magic calms down, takes a deep breath, they're going to remember cards like that. Remember, he's 4 and he comes out as a 5 loyalty. It is what it is, right? It's still a great card. Even Karn the Great Creator, it's a great card. In combination, they can be downright sick. I used it many a time, guys, just to pump out artifact after artifact after artifact. And it was awesome to use it. So, just saying, that's the way it goes. Hopefully you guys have got a play set or two, maybe a little extra sitting around. I mean, they're like $8-9 right now. Pick up a couple of play sets for what, $30-40? That's like the price of an Oko right now. Oko will go down. Not right away, but he will trend down. Now, my last little topic here, because I want to finish this video in about the 10-minute time, this next 30 seconds. I just want to go over the last little thing for you. And that is this whole talk about Thornville Drain, how they got the different card borders, right? You got the regular guy, the foil guy, the extended art guy, and then the foil full art guy. That is a great thing. Those of us who like to invest can buy the high-end cards if we want to. Those of you who just want to play with the cards can buy the lower-end card to play with it. It's still, $10, $20, maybe even $30, whereas opposed to spending $150 or $90. Do you remember when Hero Dominaria was like $70? Imagine if there was different versions of them, it would have suppressed the price for players who just want to play the game, play some tournaments, and have some fun, and not invest their rent money in buying Magic. So I don't think it's really a bad thing. It would depend on how that plays out over time, but right now I think it's okay to play it safe. And I went way over my time. I apologize. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. This is MTG Moxman. I really hope you have friends out there who subscribe to my channel. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you join and help me grow this channel to a larger audience. All right, guys, I really appreciate your time and listening to me today. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you had a little bit of fun, and we can say goodbye to the Twister. It is going to an amazing home. We can say hello to more Karn's coming in because Karn's awesome. All right, guys, have a great one. Enjoy. I'm picking it up.